Welcome to the Puck Drops here. We've got a special NFL video for you today. These are my official 2022 NFL predictions. Again, this will be the predictions for the NFL season. Video should come out around Thursday, September the 2nd, or possibly Friday, September the 3rd. And we will talk about the National Football League and the predictions I have for the season, awards, and who will win the Super Bowl and all of that. We'll have a more in-depth NHL predictions one, but this is the NFL predictions part of the video. So let's start the video. First, before we get into any of that, I want to say, of course, like and subscribe for more hockey and football and other sports content. Usually I'll be streaming. I should be streaming next week, a week from today, the NFL, the Buccaneers, and the Dallas Cowboys opener. So a lot of fun things to happen there. But if you want more content, of course, like and subscribe. Help this channel grow on the road to 1K. But let's get into it. Okay, so the AFC East, here we'll do the division predictions first. The AFC East, I have Buffalo winning the division with a 15-2 record. Then second, I have the Jets. I know that's a weird one, but I have the Jets at 9-8, and then third, Miami at 7-10, and at fourth, New England at 5-12. No, I don't believe New England will be a very good team at all. In the AFC North, I have Cleveland winning the division, so the Bills win the AFC East again. I have Cleveland winning the North for the first time in a while, first time this 21st century, at 12-5. And then Pittsburgh right behind them at 11-6. Pittsburgh, and then Baltimore in third place with 10-7, and Cincinnati in fourth with 4-13 record. In the AFC South, the Tennessee Titans win the division at 11-6. The Indianapolis Colts will win the division, excuse me, I got it wrong. Cleveland at 11-6. My apologies there. I read it correctly. Cleveland at 11-6 and Tennessee at 12-5. Tennessee wins the South at 12-5. Indianapolis second with 10-7. Jacksonville 2-15. And this is how you know I'm not a front runner. I have Houston, my second favorite team, the Texans, finishing 1-16, only one win. In the AFC West, I have the West Division champions, another repeat from last year, joining Buffalo and Tennessee as repeat division champs, unlike Cleveland. The Kansas City Chiefs at 14-3. Second are the Vegas Raiders at 8-9. Then the Chargers at 7-10 in third, and in fourth place Denver at 5-12. The Broncos. And then the AFC standings, I have Buffalo as the 1 seed, so they have a bye. Kansas City as the 2. Tennessee as the 3, Cleveland as the 4, Pittsburgh as the 5, Baltimore as the 6, and the 7. The last team to make the playoffs, Indianapolis. Jets are just outside. Vegas misses the playoffs as well. After them, Miami. After them, the Chargers. Then the Patriots. Then Denver. Then the Bengals. Then the Jaguars. And then Houston. Now to the NFC. In the NFC East, the Giants win the division, their first playoff meeting since 2015. 2016 with a 10-7 record. The Washington football team will be second place at 8-9. Dallas will be 6-11 in third place, and in fourth place will be the Philadelphia Eagles at 3-14. The NFC North, the Packers will finish with a 15-2 record, and second will be Minnesota with an 11-6 record. Then third place will be the Chicago Bears, at 9-8, and the Detroit Lions 5-12 comes the football team from Hockey Town. The NFC South, Tampa Bay, the defending champions, win the division. Remember, they didn't win the division last year. New Orleans did, but they will this year at 13-4. New Orleans will be in second place at 9-8. Carolina at third at 7-10, and Atlanta at 3-14. And then in the NFC West, I think probably the best all-around division in the NFC. Seattle wins the division at 12-5. Arizona comes in second at 10-7. San Francisco at 8-9 will be third, and then the Rams, I think, have a down year at 7-10 with Stafford there, and of course Goff will be in Detroit. For the NFC standings, the 1 seed is Green Bay, 2 seed will be Tampa Bay, 3 seed will be Seattle, 4 seed, they're not the best playoff team, but the Giants as a way of winning the NFC East. 5 seed will be Minnesota, 6 seed will be Arizona, and 7 seed the last team to make the playoffs, the New Orleans Saints. A lot of people have heard that the New Orleans Saints are going to be absolute garbage. I think even though Drew Brees retired, they still have a good enough team to make the playoffs, but they're just not a contender. Right outside will be Chicago. Remember, they were the last team to make the playoffs last year. Pretty forgettable. They didn't play well against New Orleans. They had an okay first half, but they missed the playoffs. Then Washington, then San Francisco, then Carolina, then the Rams, then the Cowboys, then the Lions, then Atlanta, and then the Philadelphia Eagles. So on to the playoff predictions for Wild Card Weekend. The AFC 7 seed Indianapolis Colts at Arrowhead against Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs looking to win the AFC for the third straight year, and it comes to a halt in Kansas City. The Colts beat the Chiefs a few years ago in an epic upset, and the same thing happens here. 34-28 Indianapolis, and they move on to play Buffalo in the second round. Baltimore against Tennessee, a rematch from last year where the Ravens won in Nashville. It's not what happens here. Tennessee 28, Baltimore 21. Titans eliminate the Ravens. Sorry, Josh. Ravens 8, of course, one of the loyal subscribers here. Sorry, but I believe the Ravens will not win. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cleveland Browns, identical records, but Cleveland wins the division off a tiebreaker. Well, a rematch of last year's, and again, the opposite happens. Pittsburgh with the win over Cleveland, 38-24 in Cleveland, and Pittsburgh will move on to the second round. Pittsburgh will play the Tennessee Titans in the second round of the playoffs. The NFC, we have the New Orleans Saints at the 7 seed, up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a rematch from last year in the playoffs, a divisional matchup in the first round, and the Buccaneers salt New Orleans 30-13, just like last time. Another big win by Tampa, although the Saints are not as formidable as they were last year, and they're not at home. And remember, Tampa didn't have a home game last year until the Super Bowl, so they technically a home playoff game. So they technically didn't even have a home playoff game. And it would actually be interesting for the Saints to make the playoffs with everything that's going on with the hurricane there in New Orleans. Of course, prayers to all the people there. Hopefully everyone will be fine and okay. Arizona and Seattle, another divisional matchup. Arizona hasn't been in the playoffs for a little bit, but they finally get in. They almost got in last year. And I think they probably should have. I think the Seattle Seahawks will win a close game, 28-24. Seattle was blindsided by LA last year after they won the division, and Seattle played an awful game. I don't think that happens here. And Seattle and Arizona does not nearly have the amount of playoff experience, even though they added a lot of great players, that the LA Rams do. So I think Seattle, this will be a win for them. Minnesota and the Giants. I love the Giants, but there's no way the Giants will win in that game. Minnesota's got a really good team. 27-10. They're getting better and better, and the Minnesota Vikings will win, go to the second round. Minnesota will play Green Bay, and Seattle will play Tampa Bay. So the divisional round, back to the AFC. The Colts and the Bills in the second round. Winner goes to the AFC Championship. The Bills are back 41-23 over the Colts, a rematch from the second round, from the first round last year, when the Bills beat the Colts last year in the first round in a crazy game. But the Bills will beat the Colts in the second round 41-23 and advance to the AFC Championship game at home. Pittsburgh and Tennessee, the Titans win a nail-biter, kick at the end to win it. And Gostkowski wins it for the Titans 34-31 over the Pittsburgh Steelers to advance the AFC Championship game to Buffalo. First matchup between Tennessee and Buffalo in the playoffs since the Music City Miracle all the way back in 1999 season in the NFC. So it'll be, again, Tennessee at Buffalo for the AFC Championship game. Tennessee beating Pittsburgh in the second round, Buffalo beating Indianapolis in the second round. In the NFC, Minnesota and Green Bay, the Packers win it in overtime, 38-31. Aaron Rodgers a strike to Davante Adams to eliminate the Minnesota Vikings. So from the state of hockey, they go with their tails between their legs. And Seattle and Tampa Bay, the defending champs, move on with a 35-17 thumping of Seattle at home. And they go into the NFC Championship, a rematch of last year, Tampa Bay and Green Bay from Lambeau again. AFC Championship, the Titans and the Bills. The Bills eviscerate Tennessee, 27-3. Buffalo finding ways to score, then playing a very good defensive game. They were able to do what they couldn't do in the AFC Championship game last year against Kansas City to Tennessee and advance to the Super Bowl in Los Angeles. The NFC Championship, Tampa and Green Bay gets revenge, 40-34. There will be a new champion. The Packers finally get over the hump. This was a big year for Aaron Rodgers. He signed the one-year deal. If they couldn't get to the Super Bowl, he definitely wasn't going to re-sign. Well, they get to the Super Bowl, and they win the NFC. The 2022 NFC champions, the Green Bay Packers. 2022 AFC champions, Buffalo Bills. First time the Green Bay Packers have won the NFC since 2011, 2010 to 11 season, and the first time that the Bills have won the AFC since 1994. Or 90, 91, 92, 93, 1993. And the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 56 at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California. The Buffalo Bills and the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay 34, Buffalo 24. I'll admit that I would be rooting for the Bills in that Super Bowl, but I think the Packers will win. I've always liked the Bills, and I never cared about the Packers. But the Packers will win. 34-24, Super Bowl 56 champions, and the guy that was threatening to leave Green Bay wins the Super Bowl MVP, Aaron Rodgers, Super Bowl MVP. Here are the NFL awards now for everybody. The Salute to Service Award, which is like a military-type NFL award for those who have done well for salute to the service of the United States military. Travis Kelce, tight end in Kansas City. I know him and his brother Jason in Philadelphia are big supporters of the American military and all of that. The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, which is one of the more gentlemanly players. There's about 2 gentlemanly awards we'll see. This is one of them. Russell Wilson wins it. He's a perfect gentleman guy, very Lidstrom-like off the field for the NFL. So I think Wilson will win that award. The AP Defensive Rookie of the Year will go to Micah Parsons, defensive end of the Cowboys. The AP Offensive Rookie of the Year will go to Zach Wilson, the quarterback of the Jets. I think he does very well. The AP Offensive Player of the Year will go to Patrick Mahomes. The Pepsi NFL Rookie of the Year as well will go to Zach Wilson. The Defensive Player of the Year will go to Aaron Donald. His team will finish in the cellar of the division and not have a great year, but it's still Aaron Donald. He's dominant. The NFL Play of the Year, now this is all speculation because this is a Play of the Year, so it's probably not correct, but why not? Devontae Adams, the touchdown in overtime I called in the playoffs against the Vikings to eliminate them from the playoffs and advance to the NFC Championship game against either Tampa Bay or Seattle, and of course we said it would be the defending champion Buccaneers. The Art Rooney Award, which is another one of the gentlemanly player awards, that goes to Ryan, or it's the, no, that's right. It is the award for best teammate and best teammate type player, and Ryan Tannehill will win the Art Rooney Award, quarterback of the Tennessee Titans. Comeback Player of the Year, it's going to be Saquon Barkley, running back New York Giants. They need him, especially in a division against Ezekiel Elliott, to get to the playoffs, and I think he'll win that award. AP Coach of the Year, Sean McDermott. Yeah, the Bills are good, but to get to the Super Bowl, that leads you to another level. And I know the Packers also have a young coach, but they're Super Bowl or bust, and I think Buffalo would be okay if they don't make the Super Bowl this year. Maybe not next year, but this year. So that would go for Sean McDermott. It would be close, though. Fantasy Player of the Year, Derrick Henry, running back, Tennessee. I was thinking of giving this to his teammate Julio Jones, but running backs usually do better in fantasy leagues than wide receivers. Greatness on the Road Award. Again, this is really more of a prediction than anything because you don't know who's going to play well on the road, but I say Ben Roethlisberger, quarterback, Pittsburgh, and I'm really referencing, again, the playoff meeting that I said in Cleveland to go in his hometown or by his hometown and just eviscerate the Browns. The MVP, the AP Most Valuable Player, the MVP, Josh Allen, quarterback of the Bills. I think Mahomes will be really close there, but I think this is Allen's year, just not, in the Super Bowl. And, not winning the MVP in the regular season. I think Aaron Rodgers will be fine winning the Super Bowl MVP. So he's won the MVP a few times in the regular season, but every time he's won the MVP in the regular season, he never won the Super Bowl MVP. That one year he had a bad regular season, or not a great regular season, but he had an incredible playoff with the wins against Philadelphia, Atlanta, Chicago, and Pittsburgh, in Dallas. The Performer of the Year also goes to Patrick Mahomes. Assistant Coach of the Year goes to Todd Bowles, Defensive Coordinator of the Bucs. I didn't really have a great coordinator I thought of, but I knew that their defense was really good in the Super Bowl last year, and they probably just come out of the gates. Because, again, I have them as a 2 seed, not a 5 seed, meaning that they did something right. And then the FedEx Ground Player of the Year is Saquon Barkley. So he will win that as well. Also, if I didn't say FedEx Air Player of the Year, I will also believe it will be Joshua Allen. But FedEx Ground Player of the Year will be Saquon Barkley. I think he's a great running back. Then my last thing for the predictions, my 2022 Hall of Fame candidates, Zach Thomas, linebacker, one of the better linebackers in NFL history, one of the leading tacklers with the Miami Dolphins, He was a great player under Jimmy Johnson. He played Miami, played in Dallas. Darren Woodson, the leading tackler of the Dallas Cowboys in Cowboys history. He was the strong safety who helped win a couple of Super Bowls in the 90s with the Cowboys when they had that dynasty. Another guy that was coached by Jimmy Johnson who just got into the Hall of Fame this year. DeMarcus Ware, who was not on those Cowboys teams, did not win a Super Bowl with Dallas, won one in 2015 with the Denver Broncos, but another great former Cowboy, big defensive end, one of the best defensive players and sackers ever. In fact, he's one of two of these players on the list that I actually got to see, not live, but got to see play on TV, and I didn't see Zach Thomas or Darren Woodson. DeMarcus Ware, definitely an incredible one. The next guy is somebody that maybe some of you would have seen that even are my age, but I just didn't watch football when he played, but that's Hines Ward. From 1998 to 2011, never played a single game with any team not named the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2 Super Bowls. He was a heavy-hitting receiver, and he played his best in the playoffs. And Andre Johnson, who is a great receiver, is a candidate. It's his first year of eligibility, but I don't think he gets in. And I think the winner, the guy that gets in, the 5th guy, will be Jared Allen, the other player that I happen to see. Longtime Minnesota Viking, and also played in the Super Bowl. In fact, he played in the same Super Bowl that DeMarcus Ware did. In fact, DeMarcus Ware and Jared Allen actually played their last game is the same game, but DeMarcus Ware got the Super Bowl, and Jared Allen, who played in Carolina that year, did not. But one of the greatest defensive ends of all time, almost broke Michael Strahan's sack record. It was a half sack off in 2011 when the Vikings, I don't even believe, made the playoffs. And he was a really good player, for sure, no doubt about that. Just a real good player. In fact, they finished 3rd in their division, but Jared Allen or 4th in their division, but Jared Allen will, I believe, be the Hall of Famer, the 5th guy to go, excuse me. Okay, we'll have NHL predictions at some point. Now, that's going to be a longer video, and that's going to take longer, specifically because I know more about the NHL, and I have like who's going to score a goal in each game. So that's going to be a long video to make, and that's going to be a long video to do and make. I mean, like write the Google Doc and all that, but that will be done at some point. But to get the NFL predictions out there, that was something I was really invested in. So it is out there, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So sayonara for now. We'll see you soon. Happy hockey, everybody.